yesterday back on my best bets in the NBA for December 16th. First up from the Miami Heat, I'm taking Terry Rozier under 1 steal. I'm going to play this for 0.25 of a unit. Terry Rozier under 1 steal plus 105 odds over at Bet365. He's had 2 steals in his last 2 games, and he's had a steal or 1 steal or more in his last 11 out of 12 versus the Detroit Pistons. Next, Tim Hardaway Jr. of the Detroit Pistons under 1 steal. He's under in his last 16 out of 20 games. No steals in his last 7 games versus Miami. I paired that with Isaiah Stewart of the Detroit Pistons to go under 1 3-pointer made. He's under 1 3-pointer in his last 8 out of 10 games and under in his last 2 games versus Miami. In fact, he hasn't even attempted a 3 in his last 3 games, and he hasn't attempted a 3 in his last 2 games versus Miami. He's also seeing decreased minutes, only playing around 15 to 18 minutes in his last few games. Pair those together, I believe it's a plus 145 over at Bet365 as Tim Hardaway Jr. under 1 steal parlayed with Beef Stew of the Detroit Pistons under 1 3-pointer made. Nate, baby, what's popping? Let's get these doll hairs. Next, from the Miami Heat, I keep fronting on this dude, just how he used to cook so many of my tickets last year. But I told myself after last game, I'm not going to front on him no more, and I'm not even going to take his 10 rebounds and parlay it with anything. I'm going to be taking Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat over 10.5 rebounds, minus 115 odds over at FanDuel. The Bam man, 12, 13, and 16 rebounds in his last 3 games. 17, 10, and 12 rebounds in his last 3 games versus the Detroit Pistons. I don't know if they're still dating, but I know he was dating Aja Wilson from the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA, and maybe it's starting to rub off. He's grabbing some boards. Next, from the Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon. I'm taking Aaron Gordon over his 13.5 points, minus 111 over at FanDuel, 15, 18, and 14 points in his last 3 out of 4 games, clearing this line in his last 4 games versus Sacramento. 25 and 17 points in his last 2 games versus Sacramento. Sacramento allowing the 8th most points to power forwards. Now, when I look at the matchup that Aaron Gordon should be facing today, he should draw the Keegan Murray matchup. Keegan Murray, and I just love that for him. Keegan Murray is, light in the behind, so I like Aaron Gordon to cook, and Aaron Gordon doesn't even have to cook to get 14 points. Next, from the Sacramento Kings, I'll be taking De'Aaron Fox over his 6.5 assists, plus 108 odds, minus 108 odds over on FanDuel. The Foxy man, 8, 9, and 8 assists in his last 3 games, hitting his line in his last 5 out of 6 games, 16, 10, and 8 assists in his last 3 versus Denver. Hey, Dub, man, what's popping? We in this thing, man. Mary was good. Arna was popping. Arna Dab in his thing. De'Aaron Fox over his 7 assists, minus 108 at FanDuel, 8, 9, and 8 assists in his last 3 games. Clearing his line in his last 5 out of 6, 16, 10, and 8 assists in his last 3 games versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver allowing the 6th most points to on the 6th most assists to point guards. Last but not least, Walker Kessler's Texas Ranger. Hey, man, sooner, better later than never, Walker Kessler, Texas Ranger. Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz. Ron Burgundy on the Jazz fluke. Walker Kessler over 9.5 points, minus 145 odds over at BetMGM. Walker Kessler over this line in his last 7 out of 10 games. Walker Kessler, 13 points or more in his last 6 out of 7 games. Facing off against the Clippers are allowing the 10th most points to center. So to run everything back for you guys, Scary Terry Rozier of the Miami Heat over 1 steal. Tim Hardaway Jr. under 1 steal parlayed with Beef Stew. Isaiah Stewart of the Detroit Pistons under 1 3-pointer made. Bio over 11 rebounds, Aaron Gordon over 14 points, De'Aaron Fox over 7 assists, and Walker Kessler, Texas Ranger, over his 10 points. Like, comment, and subscribe for your daily sports betting videos and analysis. Let's keep burning them. As always, I will see you tomorrow. If you want all my bets as soon as I take them for just 16 cents a day, subscribe to the Patreon. I will link that down below. Love, peace, and fish grease. Let's continue to run up some units.